Somers Sports Broadcasting Dinner. I want to thank everyone for coming here tonight, and we're gonna pick. And we're gonna kick some things off. We're gonna kick everything off with some speeches. So, Ms. Tippett, you want to come up and share your speech?
Hello, everyone. So Benny came into our office early September and told Mr. Haddon we wanted to start this sports broadcasting club. And Mr. Haddon was very open to that. And it started with Benny and maybe one other kid, I think, and it slowly grew very quickly. And I spent every lunch period this entire school year with Benny and his friends. They were in the conference room. And when Benny first came in, very shy, didn't really speak much, and as time went on, it's amazing how he came out of his shell. And this just goes to show that what Benny is doing and what Benny wants to do in his life is his calling. I also sat in mostly every sporting event up in the press box with Benny as well. We spent endless hours calling games and, hey Benny, who got that goal? Or, how do you say this person's name? So we kind of worked together to call the games, and it was great. And Benny recently came in the office the other day to share some great news. And he was knocking on my door, and by the time I got there to open it up, he looked like a ghost. He was white in his face. And I said, Benny, what's going on? And he said he just received an email from his school. He's going to Rowan University, and he was one of 6 students selected to receive a full ride. So I have to say, he's not even my son, and I'm so proud. And I'm sure everybody else here is proud. Everybody that we told was, everybody loves Benny. Benny has made so many friends this year. I mean, he is the face of Somers and this broadcasting club, and you're going to leave behind this great legacy. You've got some great kids that are going to be doing it, next year and years to come. So I'm just very proud of you, Benny. I'm glad I had this past year to get to know you. And nothing but the best. And someday you're going to be calling the Yankee game or the Met game or something, who knows, Ranger game. But don't forget where you started. Don't forget all of us. So congratulations.
All right, now I would like to call up Mr. Cleary for his speech, and Ms. O'Shea.
I do have to say, is that me? My check? All right, cool. I don't probably think I need it either. I could probably yell, but right into it. So,
He's going to use his coaching voice.
yeah, the PD voice.
And I'm going to use my annoying people in the student life center voice.
I can go without that. It's all good. The best part about what Ms. Tippett spoke to in terms of spending her lunch and the fortune she had with that, it was one of the coolest things. You walk past that hallway at every point during these community lunches, and the war room was buzzing. They had different ideas bouncing off, whether it was an interview, whether it was breaking down the week's events in the professional world, the collegiate world, here at Somers High School. That was the coolest thing for me. I know myself and Ms. O'Shea also saw the really early beginnings of this in terms of taking an idea that Benny had in terms of what he wanted to offer, and then seeing himself and everybody else involved in what they were able to do with the club, what it is they were able to provide, I think, for the athletes in the school, which, as most of you know, are provided for often, and to give them an extra service, to give them an extra light, an extra ability to shine, to highlight their great things on the field. It was one of the really cooler things that I've been a part of in my experience, and seeing it from those early phases to then taking on, again, that real production level stage in the conference room this year. It's been one of the coolest things. So I know that is absolutely what I'm proud of, and to see it and the way it was orchestrated from the very beginning and all of the efforts that you all put into it, it is tremendous stuff, and I commend you all for it, really, truly.
So we decided, we did a little planning and decided to make this about what we're proud of. And we all know that we can spend a lot of time on each individual and what they've done, but it's kind of what should this club be super proud of. I'm proud to see that we have a sports broadcasting club that covers boys and girls sports, that covers a variety of sports across the I was also proud to hear that that when it comes to sports, I saw Town Councilman Sirico posting that that's how he was watching the state championship in football. This is this is how the town is doing sports now, and that's pretty awesome. And in some cases, it's a radio show because I got to show the other side of things. And I know I was at a conference during the football state championship, and I had the game on. Well, it's pretending workshop, and checking on it as it went through, and was able to I was able to tell these people that my school had a sports broadcasting club, and the number of people were like, "How did you make that happen?" And I was like, "Oh, you might need a bank to make that happen." The next thing I was proud of is how open this club is to new people, and how those new people get to play the role that is best for them. So there are some people that are best who prefer to be behind the camera. There are some who like the technical. There are some who like editing. There are some, it doesn't always have to be the on-air talent, and I'm really proud of the fact that they also created a process to be the person who goes on air. That it's, in order to go on air, you can't just come in and say, "I'm a club member now, this is looking cool, I want," there's a process to do that so that it's fair to everyone, but the opportunity is there for everyone as well. I am proud of this group, and I think Jaden takes the lead here, for applying for and getting a PTSA grant to get some additional supplies for what they need. And that's pretty awesome. We've only had 2 clubs in this building, to my knowledge, apply for grants like this and get them, and that's pretty awesome. Oh, Brandon as well. Okay, sorry, Brandon. See, Jaden talked to me, and Brandon was also working on it. Thank you, because I don't want to not give the right credit where it was due. And hold on, I just became the oldest old lady in town because my phone is, this is going through. Really? I don't know. We're gonna have to. Okay. I hope I even said that one already. And I want to say that I'm proud of this group of kids for starting small, quickly going big. For taking an idea, running with it, and while they had some adults helping to guide them along the way, this was student-driven and student-owned, and that's what I would love to create as a model for all of our student activities. So congratulations to all of you. Congratulations to your senior members especially, and keep on doing great things. I expect to see you covering methods in the future.
And now I would like to call up Mr. Haddam, also our club advisor.
Everybody, so I'm going to be quick. I was lucky enough to talk a little bit at a senior award ceremony about Benny the other night. This is about the group, and all these young men that showed up today have been, everything is advertised and more. You guys have been wonderful. You're invested. Ms. O'Shea used the word ownership. You've taken ownership of something. And for a group of students in a high school level, people want to do. Everybody always wants to do. And then there's the doing, right? So when we started, it was, okay, they want to do it. We'll give it to you and give you the fees, try to help you financially. And my fingers were crossed, but you guys did it, right? So it's a really big leap, even though it seems small, to be able to want to do something and to actually do it. Really proud of these young men. A couple other things I want to say. The way you guys work together this year to make high-level decisions, right? And I looked for it. These young men had to talk about money, about purchasing things, about who was speaking on air, about who was filming, about who was applying for grants. And I always looked. I was like, all right, where's the crack going to happen? Who's going to let their guard down and get upset? And you guys managed to do it. And just watching you right now, Benny, go over to Miss O'Shea and say, Brandon was part of that too, shows me a level of being a team, being a true definition of a team, that you guys were able to work together in the good times and the tough times, and you cared for each other, and you looked out for each other. I love that. Last thing I'm going to say is Ms. Tippett used the word I was going to speak on, and she said as part of the speech, and that was a legacy, right? People start things, right, that we just spoke about, but what's your legacy? What are you going to leave behind if you can? People start things, they don't finish them. People start things, sometimes they leave things in worse places than they did when they got there. you guys, your legacy is incredible, and you left a legacy for everybody else that's coming after you. Brandon and Jaden are gonna hold on to this thing and kind of oversee the club, and I know you will do the same. I'm really, really proud of you guys for that. I'm proud of the way you work together, I'm proud of the way you left, and I'm proud of just seeing students being able to maximize their potential. So congratulations. Thank you for the popcorn. Who doesn't love popcorn in the middle of the day? Usually my popcorn time comes at home and I eat it with my kids and my couch is a mess at 9 p.m. This is a nice way to eat popcorn. And thank you for all you've done. You're wonderful young students and we wish you nothing but the best. And I will hand it back to Benny Silk. Here you go, Ben.
Alright, bear with me. Apologize if this is long, but here we go. So I first want to start off to thank Mrs. Nappy, Mrs. Ferry, Mrs. Silk, my mom, Mr. Haddam, Jaden, Brandon to help make this celebration possible. Please give them a round. So last spring, I was up on a college tour where I met one of my friends who told me about how he started a sports broadcasting club at his high school, and he suggested it may be a fun idea for me to do that as well, as I was looking to do that for a living. After some thought, I decided to go for it and create one at Somers High School, and it was the best decision of my life. Since May 2024, when the club started, we have done so much, from our sport talk show episodes to broadcasting games and events, interviews, while also learning more about the process of my dream job. With at least 500 hours put into the sports broadcasting club since I started last year, I feel it was definitely worth it. We accomplished so much, including commentating, broadcasting over 60 games for Somers, including football, basketball, flag football, lacrosse, track, and baseball. In addition, we created 33 of our sport talk show episodes. It's Somers Sports Broadcast. You can check that out on our YouTube if you haven't already. The best part about doing all this, however, is for the great community of doing this for the great community of Somers, with all the great people I've had the pleasure to share this experience with and met along the way. So now I'm going to give a few thank yous, and I ask that you please wait to applause, as there's a lot of people on this list, so bear with me. So I want to start off from the very beginning, Miss O'Shea. So from day one, when I wanted to start the club, I knew you were the club person, and I went to you to ask what the process is, and you helped me. You just showed me what the process was, and then we went from there. In addition, you've allowed the Sports Broadcasting Club to post the content on the Student Life page, which has really helped get our content out there. And this year, when we were looking for a new advisor, you helped a lot with that as well, and I really appreciate that. And you've always, in addition to that, you've been a big supporter of our club, and I want to thank you for that. Now, Mr. Cleary. So Mr. Cleary was also the original person I went to. So he was the original advisor of the Somers Sports Broadcasting Club, and I came with the idea to him last year, and right away he said, let's do it, let's go for it. And yeah, you did a great job just helping us start this thing. And yeah, he was our first interview on the Somers Sports Broadcast. And yeah, so Mr. Haddam. So yeah, earlier in September, me and the other members that were in the club at that time met with Mr. Haddam about taking over the club as our advisor, and he said yes right away. He said, yeah, let's make it happen. He gave us the athletic conference room, a space for us to meet, and yeah, that was the start. But since that first meeting as well, he also had the amazing idea to do interviews, have guests on our show for interviews, and that really was a big thing that we did throughout the year. So I want to thank you for that. And a few weeks later, he also set us up to call sport games, which obviously was great. And we got, obviously, I was saying earlier, we did over 60 sport games. And he also helped us with the process of ordering club gear throughout the years, and set us up to call the football state championship from the JMA Wireless Dome and the lacrosse. And now he has set us up to call the lacrosse game at Middletown tomorrow. So, yeah, and maybe even go up to Hobart for the championship game. But he's been there also for the club throughout the year, and I want to thank you so much for that. And you've done so much for us. So now Miss Tippett. So Miss Tippett has been also a big supporter of our club all year. She's printed out multiple things, have reached out to other schools to get rosters for us so we know the names of other teams, and she also helped the process of us getting club gear. And also, as she was saying earlier, we were up in the, we did all the spring games up in the booth together, and she was just a great person to be up in the booth with, always there to help, and also a great person to talk sports with, even if we weren't rooting for the same team. No Celtics. Always a great person to talk sports with, and has done much more for the club as well. In addition for all that, Mr. Haddam and Ms. Tippett in addition for all that Mr. Haddam and Ms. Tippett has done for the club, they have also helped my commentating improve, as they have had so many great ideas. For example, Mr. Haddam's idea to reach out to coaches with questions and Ms. Tippett's tips for the rosters to help me pronounce names and keep track of who scored each goal for lacrosse. Tips that have really helped. Now I want to go on to someone that couldn't make it tonight, but someone that also was a big name in this, Mr. Catalino. You may know him as the old athletic director. He also calls the games off Local Live, and he had us join him to call a few games off Local Live, for a few football games, and eventually for other sports we went off to do it on our own, and did some football as well. But I learned a lot from him from those few games, and I want to thank him for that. Now I want to give a thank you to all the coaches, Coach DiMario, Coach James, Coach Hirsch, Coach DiCharo, Coach Packard, Coach JT, Coach Lacko, and anyone else I may have missed, for all the people that have gotten back to me with answers when I have had questions about the game, just so I'm more aware about the games. Now, I want to give a special thank you as well again to Coach Charo, because she set us up to interview New York Giant players, and it was just a great introduction to girls flag football, and something that I'm sure everyone that was there that day will never forget. And I also want to thank Ms. Scabelli for all she has done for the club as well, always being there as a supporter for our club and helping when needed. And I want to give a big thank you from the very beginning. I want to give a thank you to Mr. Rodriguez and Mr. Baer for approving the club. If it wasn't for you guys, the club wouldn't have existed. Now I want to give a shout out to my grandpa, as he's been a big supporter and has tuned into all our broadcasts and episodes. And in addition, he's given me feedback and has helped me improve my broadcasting. And finally, and then I also want to give a shout out to my parents, and they have done a lot. Shout out for my mom and my dad. My mom driving me up to Syracuse, my dad driving me possibly this weekend. And yeah, so now, before I get to all the club members, can we take a second to give a round of applause of all those people? All right, Mark. So Mark, since I started this club in the way beginning, if you don't know, Mark's been my best friend. I've known him since second grade, and since the beginning, he's always been interested in just being involved and helping out. Right away, he became the club's treasurer and has always been happy to help when needed, including up at States, being in the booth as well to help. Zavi is not currently here yet, but Zavi has helped a ton, especially in the spring seasons with broadcasts. He has shown a very high interest since joining, and he's already been able to do a ton. He has shown dedication to the club, and he's made himself available for multiple broadcasts of the club and events, as it's clear that he loves being part of this, and yeah, we very much appreciate it. Liam, since joining the club, he has shown a big interest in being involved, as he will be the Sports Broadcasting Club's treasurer next year, taking over from Mark. Chris has done a lot helping behind the scenes, for example, episode scripts and broadcasts, just someone there to go behind the scenes. Josh, despite joining late in the year, Josh has been a great addition to the club, and he's been great. He's done a great job coming up with great interview questions for us to ask in our interviews. Now, Philip. So, Philip has had interest in the club since joining. Right when he joined, he started participating in episodes right away, and he's always had amazing ideas of things the club could do, and he's been one of the faces of our club, and yeah, I want to thank you for all the work you have done, Philip, as well. So I also want to thank everyone else who has helped or supported the club, and as I really appreciate you. Can we just take another second before I get to Brandon and Jaden to give a round of applause for all those people. So moving on from this club is one of the toughest things I have ever done, and had brought me so many great memories. But I can't think of two better people to take over the club next year than Brandon and Jaden. I'm sure the club is going to continue to do more great new things with you guys as the leaders next year. I would now like to call up Brandon and Jaden up here for the passing of the torch. Alright, so I'd like to start off with Brandon, talking a little bit about Brandon. So, since day one, Brandon was one of the original people I reached out to about the Sports Broadcasting Club and wanting to start a club, and since day one, he's been very interested and been willing to help since the beginning. He's just helped me start this thing and has been very much involved ever since, and yeah. He was also always happy to help whenever I needed a hand or something, or helping with the notes. He's always been someone that has always been happy to help, and he's taken the club very seriously as well. He's done a lot for the club. And now at 4:35 p.m., I am happy to announce Brandon Nappy as an official co-president of the Somer Sports Broadcasting Club. Congratulations to the whole studio. Now Jaden, since joining the club, it was great to see you get into this stuff despite you not knowing a ton about sports when you first joined. It was just great, your commitment to this club, and you've really shown interest, so your interest in the tech, making the tech the best that it can, and it has taken a lot of time to make, and you have taken a lot of time to make broadcasts at the best that they can, and everyone really appreciates that, and I know how much time you take, and you're always looking to explore new opportunities, and just thinking of great ideas of things the club could do in the future. So now at 4:36 p.m., I am happy to announce Jaden Ferry as an official co-president of the Somer Sports Broadcasting Club. Congratulations to the Village. Now, I'd like Brandon and Jaden to stay on up here to give a little speech.
Thank you, Benny. It's a pleasure to have done this with you. So, Benny, as he said a little bit, he first reached out to me when he was starting to think about doing this club and starting to make it. He asked me if I would be open to being the vice president. I thought about it a little and I eventually said yes. I did not know at that time how big we would have grown. We started out small in the back corner of Mr. Cleary's classroom, being mentored by him. He was always there to help us and give ideas, prove, deny, give his opinion. Thank you for that. And then we brought in Jaden. He was great the first year as we kind of just started out. We didn't really know what we were doing yet, and then we took Jaden on as a co-vice president at the end of our first year there. And now I want to thank everyone, all the members, the coaches, the staff, advisors, parents as well. You all contributed in some way, how big or small, whether it was answering questions, getting us set up, driving members to where they needed to be, and being a member, contributing, cameraman, on screen, doing the microphone, whatever it was. And I have no doubt that Benny has left us in the best place possible to succeed next year and the year after that. Thank you, Benny, and thank you all of you.
Testing.
Hello, I'm Jaden Ferry, and this has just been such a great year. It's been an awesome opportunity for me and my club members to get involved in sports in just a unique and different way, and to open the door for others in the future. Now, I'd like to give a thank you to our team members for making this club a huge success. So first off, Benny, thank you for founding this club and making things actually happen. You've done a phenomenal job with creating the club and attending and providing commentary to nearly every broadcasting episode. You forged all these opportunities with extreme dedication. Thank you. And then Brandon, your commitment has been awesome. You provide great commentary to our listeners, and you put forward fantastic work with both broadcasts and episodes, and taking over leadership episodes recently. I look forward to working with you for the next 2 years. And then to the rest of the club, you have all provided such a significant effort with the performance and dedication with the episodes and the broadcasts. So thank you, Philip, Zavi, Mark, Chris, Josh, Liam, David, Rico, Dylan, Matthew, and Ryan. Look forward to working with you again and more. To extend our gratitude, our success isn't just because of us, it's because of all the people that have helped us along the way. So thank you so much to Mr. Haddon, Ms. Tippett, for always being able to help us out throughout the year. Being able to go up to the Syracuse Dome and doing all these broadcasts absolutely would not be possible without you both. And Mr. Haddon, you'll be missed, and we wish you the best of luck in the future. So now, thank you, coaches, for supporting us and letting us bother you with the questions. We have been able to make our commentary and broadcast overall just so much better because of your help. And I look forward to bothering you some more. Now, families, thank you for providing so much support to our club, and thank you for making this party happen. The parents that did that, this looks great, and thank you to all the club parents. Providing transport on a last-minute schedule is not easy, so thank you. Finally, I'd like to thank the PTA for approving our recent grant. The club gear that we have now is pretty awesome. It's helped us so much. We're just going to constantly improve these broadcasts. So now, a bit about what I do. You call me the club technician, and I program the entire software side of the broadcast. I've created the setup for for the gear and how it is used. On the software side, I've created the whole broadcast, pretty much work off an iPad buttons. And how it works is I program sequences of actions into each button. So you make something pop up like a graphic, come on screen, and then have it either fade or stuff like that. And then one of the more complicated things is saving and playing an instant replay. Has a lot behind the scenes, and I just make it simple in 2 buttons. You can do it and it goes on the live feed. So now, looking to the future of this club, I'm excited to take over for Brandon. I'm excited to continuously improve our broadcasting episodes. I'm looking forward to broadcasting football again, and all these other sports as well. We've been doing a lot of preparation for the football season, including on finding sponsors and getting funding so we can get more gear. I'd love to see more viewership of our channel and make the community more involved in summer sports through our broadcasts. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you guys so much and everyone that has talked. I want to take a moment to recognize a few staff members that have really supported our club this year, and we've prepared you some little gifts, so each of us are gonna give them on out. So I'd like to call up Mr. Hatter.
Next up, I'd like to call up Miss Tippett, who has disappeared from the room for the moment.
We had a wedding, her daughter's wedding this weekend.
So I'll just bring this over to Mr. Hatter. Thank you to bring up.
I'd like to call up Miss O'Shea. Thank you.
And last but certainly not least, I'd like to bring up Mr. Clear.
All right, so, yeah, I believe, so next up is gonna be a slideshow I created, just looking back on the journey and what we have done as a club this year. I just want to mention something. Before you get out of here, we are gonna plan to do a group photo with all the club members and all the coaches and staff that helped us along the way this year. So we'll do it over there right after the slideshow. But this is a